the sound. I'm already up and driving over the body to the top. This when you can't do or die. Pop and I'm on the get the sound. Yes, I know you just back out and y'all said the young is the top that you don't ready to small the I'm not the act, I'm not the music run. The music thing, but this and I'm not all attention to speak, all attention to speak, all attention to speak, all attention. I'm always up and down, you move with the body to the top. This will give you a shot. Walk right on, making the sound.
Check out our YouTube tutorials as well.
FBF, Alright, I think that's long enough. How's it going, everybody? Let's just take a quick look over the desktop here. Where are we? Here we go. Can we turn this music down a bit more? It's probably super loud, constantly playing. Yeah, we'll turn it down a little bit. Alright. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing alright. I'm doing alright. So, Saturday night, got a new machine capturing the main desktop. That's pretty much why it took so long. The 4090 just uses all the bandwidth up, and it's basically impossible to do actual streaming when your entire capture card is generating AI stuff. So I'm back, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some testing over on this new workflow pack. I got a beautiful CFG Garden in front of me, and what we're going to be taking a look at basically is Xoda. So if you didn't see my latest video, there was a new AI model called LTX V. It's probably the fastest local video generation model ever. Show more. And like I say, I've got full details up here. We've got the article for how to install and stuff. It's all there. So I'm not going to bother going over that because you guys probably already saw this. I would suspect that you guys that are actually watching the stream tonight, hello NC17, welcome. Yeah, for all you guys that are in the Discord, you're probably the guys that are like most active. You're going to be the ones that are actually knowing about the stream because I didn't tell anyone about it, you know. I suppose there's some subscribers that might get a ping, but I don't really trust YouTube half the time to do stuff like that. So essentially what it is we got this new model out, and I did a whole bunch of stuff. We've added some more workflows already since that pack came out. We got the CFG Garden and the Sampler Garden, which you guys have probably seen if you've been in the Discord. And this is the CFG Garden, like I say. So we're going to have a look at that there, and I'm probably going to build the Step Garden real quick as well. Add that to the thing here. And then tomorrow I'll do a little push for the version 2, but I want to make some more fancy stuff, so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Hit me up with suggestions in the comments. I am watching the chat, and I think it's just 3 of you guys in there, maybe only 2. But again, usually I do Sunday afternoons, so no one's expecting me to actually stream today. So essentially, new machine capturing my main box. So I should be able to do a lot more streaming in the future. So this is going to make it a lot easier for me to get stuff out, because previously we've had to actually like record and edit everything, and it takes ages. So in the past I did a lot of streaming, and I used to just go Twitch, highlight YouTube. That's how I used to do it. I don't really think that there's many AI. Are there many AI people on Twitch? I've never really looked. I would imagine that unless you're doing it from a swimming pool in your living room, it's probably not Twitch content, right? But anyway, maybe you could make an AI woman in a pool, or a fat bearded man. I don't know what floats your boat. So we got DJZ nodes. Obviously you guys know all about that. And if I look into the prompt section, what we've got is we've got a hell of a lot of prompt lists. So the prompt lists that I put together recently, they're like for example, we've got the cog video stuff, which is a little bit longer. We've got the Mochi stuff down here. We've got the Paradistro stuff, which I made with the Universe engine some time back. But mostly it's the LTX V. This is these ones here. That's what we've been messing around with today. The police ones were pretty cool. Police crime, those ones were pretty cool. And let's see, let's just go through this. So LTX V video full. That one there is a bunch of default prompts which were given away by the LTX V model authors. Surrealist, superhero, science fiction, and photorealistic. They're experimental. And then the rest of them came out of my prompt engine. So what I'm going to do, we're probably going to have a little mess around with that as well. So thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to disappear off the screen, and we're just going to carry on basically. So yeah. Right, I'm still here, don't worry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at the workflows. So let's have a quick look at CFG Garden. So what's going on here? It's a duplication. Every single one is duplicated. All it is we've got the CFG one, and it's got CFG1 in the file name. That's it. Pretty simple stuff. And then what we've got is we've got every single CFG. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, like I said, this is what I was going to be doing tonight, so I thought I'd do it live. So the default is 3, and it doesn't look like his chain is attached, but he's riding his bike up the hill, right? It doesn't look completely crazy. There's 3.5. See, I wanted to know, is it 3.5 or 4.5? Because 4.5 looks pretty good. There's always going to be some like weird stuff going on because we're just taking one seed and running with it, right? And I think it looks. See, do you think it gets worse? It's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes I'll leave it on there for a minute. Yeah, it does look like there's some weird stuff going on, doesn't it? Like a chromatic aberration where the stuff is moving. It's always going to look a bit weird if you get too close. But certainly there's not like, this is definitely bad, right? Definitely worse. So I don't think there's any point in trying to go higher, because sometimes you could go 7 CFG and that would be beneficial, but nah, looking at something like this. Yo, welcome Tom, welcome. Obviously if you guys want to like mess around with this, I have put the workflow is up on the GitHub, so if you go to Mushroom Fleet, DJZ workflows, and then Xoda LTX V video pack, you'll be able to grab these, and the CFG Garden's right there. The way that it works for this one is really simple. Everything is the same. Okay, so we've got 24 frames, we've got 768 by 512, we've got 73 frames, we've got fixed seed, and I have it on increment seed here, sorry. So it's, fixed seed for the prompt. That's what I meant. And that's how they've all got the same prompt. Everything here could be changed, but it's not. Everything's the same. We've decided to go with Euler, because after a lot of testing, it seems like Euler Ancestral is pretty much the only alternative. And I haven't, I could, like I said, it'd be quite easy to get this and plug it into every single. Do you know what? Let's just do that right now, because what's it gonna do, hey? What's it gonna do? So if I just go like this, and we're just gonna hook them all up to one commander, right? So then we're not gonna need that. We're not gonna need that. We're not gonna need that. Gotta make sure we don't delete the one that we want to keep. Okay, so it's a lot more forgiving than it used to be. It used to be that if you accidentally missed, it would just break. Now it kind of hot snaps, which is nice. So we'll do that. Let's just take it down a bit. And this is the sort of thing that I'm just doing all the time, guys. So it should be fun. We're going to go through and we're going to connect up all of these samplers. And then I'll swap it over to Ancestral and give you a little preview on this one. Because I'll be honest with you, right, when we were trying it out earlier, I was sharing everything in the Discord. So if you were in the Discord, you'll find there's like some what do they call forum general. I got testing CFG and testing samplers. Right, so let's do this. If we get rid of these, it'll throw an error if I miss one, and then it'll be easy to spot. But I think I got them all. He thinks he got them all. Yep, there we go, that's all gone. So we'll take it up to the top. And welcome anybody who's just joined. Hello Abdullah. 3-hour drive. Oh, nice. My good, yeah, 3 hours. Do you know, it's about the same for me when I got to go down to Heathrow. That's always a bit of a nightmare. But it can be chill if you've got a good road ahead of you. Right, so here we go. We're gonna just quickly, it will go up to a new seed, but we're on the same prompt. So that means man cycling, gear pedals. Wait, a man in cycling gear pedals up a winding mountain road, then shifts gears for the final ascent. The man leans forward over his handlebars, his muscles tensing with effort. He stands on the pedals for more power. The camera tracks alongside him, matching his speed. Late afternoon sun casts long shadows across the road while wind rustles through nearby trees. The scene appears to be real life footage. Alright, so let's take a look here. Okay, so it looks like we got one. Oof. See what I mean? CFG1 is a bit meh, but it would be. 1.5 is a complete mess. I love it. We're doing 76 frames here. Let's see, what's this? 2.5, 2.0. See, 2.0 didn't always look so bad, but oh, it's turning into a bit of a strange, like a penny farthing there. And this is the default CFG, which you get with the workflow out the box. 3. Actually looks pretty good, to be honest. Ooh, what's this? It's completely different. Ah, wait. Okay, we got to give it a minute. It looks like it hasn't actually updated a lot of these, so let's just give it a minute. It looks like we're going to get this side shot, actually, when it actually has done something. So give it a second. Like I said, that's not too bad. I mean, it's amazing, really, how fast this is. I'm just going to give you a little look at the speed here. Check that out. 8 seconds. This one's going to be 7 seconds. We're rendering a 3-second clip. A 3-second clip in 9 seconds. So it's 3 times slower than real time, which to me is just mind-blowing. I mean, it was only 2 weeks ago, maybe, that I did the Mochi pack. And the Mochi pack would take 10 to 20 minutes, you know, to do 6 seconds. So it was like, yeah, 10 minutes for 3 seconds. So it's like, you could say, oh, well, this isn't as good as Mochi. And I'll be like, yeah, but this is like 1,000 times faster. What's the difference between 10 minutes and 8 seconds? It's crazy. This is only going to get better as well. Like, people always say, oh, this is the worst it's ever going to be. And like I say, I couldn't agree more. It's just completely insane. We're seeing like light speed jumps in terms of quality at the moment. Let's take a look at 5.5 CFG. So he's kind of glitching through his bike frame there. Okay, and what about 6.5 is starting to look a little bit cooked. See how the light's coming on the side? And it looks like he's sort of pushing along the floor as well a bit. There's CFG 6. He's like touching the ground. It's like it's trying to make him run. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, is he running or is he on a bike? So what else have we got? See, this one is getting completely messed up. It's like kind of watching a bad puppet. And these are totally cooked. So yeah, it's definitely not the high CFG value. So 3 is what it would have been. This is the default value. Okay, that's not too bad. And obviously, when it only takes 8 seconds, you'd probably just you'd probably just make 10 of them and get the best one that comes out. Also, we could be generating a shorter clip. It does tend to be a bit more stable when you do 2 seconds rather than 3. And we're looking at Ancestral right now, which isn't the recommended sampler, but what I found was that Ancestral was pretty good. Welcome, Josh. Welcome. Going to town. Yeah. So there it is. What's this? Like I say, so let me just go to a different prompt real quick, okay? Because we're going to be using the LTX movement sequences.txt. I should probably introduce how we made that, but we'll get there. Okay, so let's just put it on random, and we'll go for another one. So it's going to increment the seed up, so not a big deal there. But yeah, like I said, this workflow was built just to analyze the CFG. That's all it was. While these are cooking, I think I'll introduce you to this. So this is the LTX video prompt gen. The full details are on my GitHub, so you can go ahead and go over to Mushroom Fleet. You can go ahead and go to I think it's under LLM based prompts, and then if you go into LTX V prompt gen, what you do is you put all of these files into the project. So on Claude, what we have is the ability to make a project, and once you're in here, there's 2 bits. You drag these files in, so those files are all here. That's these files. and then there is a custom instructions. So you take this entire thing here, copy it into the set project instructions. I won't bother reading it out because there's plenty of time for that. It's all this stuff here. You can read it at your own leisure. And like I said, I've done videos on this to explain it at length. But essentially what it is there's a few little tricks, few differences that we've done with this particular prompt gen, right? So first of all, it's learning based off of the LTX V video full examples prompt list. All right. Hello Pete, welcome. Thanks to everybody joining. Welcome if you've just joined. What's that? Binning joined, being surprised by Zenkai V2. Thanks for that. Yeah, do you know what? It's fully extendable. So if you've got your own prompt lists, you can actually add by dropping the text files into the prompts folder, and then you can go ahead and blitz your own prompts as well. Or of course use this to generate some new ones to your design. That's what I thought it might be worth just quickly taking a look at that while it's blitzing a whole bunch of new videos for us. So essentially what's happening is we got Ace Hollow, which is the brain. We got the project manifest, which is mapping this structure, because obviously if you look in here it's flat file, right? But it has subdirectories, and the project manifest is going to reproject the holographic file system for us every time in a new chat. And then what I've got is the video prompt system, and that I think includes some logic on how to actually turn images into prompts. All right, so it's all in there. Like I say, if you go into the file, you can have a little read. Does it say anything about it in here? I could have sworn it did. See, I had the system build this, so this README is also built by. It's also built by this. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I was to like take an image that we've looked at today, I'll say first let's confirm it. So confirm that Ace HolFS is working. Well, I should say is ready for use. Let's say that ready for use, and the project files are dynamically mapped for generation of prompts. Let's say that video prompts. Yeah. You should already know this, but I like to kind of check first thing we do. So off it goes. It should go through a big old checklist, and it will say yes, yes, yes. So template database, system config, project instructions, project manifest, that'll map everything. Token limit is set to 200. It tries to optimize for 250 max. It tries to optimize for 200. And then it's going to go through everything. Yeah, it looks like it's ready. Okay, cool. So I'll say I will present an image for expansion of the generator scope. Okay, and then I'm just going to literally take, let's take something interesting which I haven't showed it before. That'll be interesting because I don't even know if that probably won't even work, but hey, that's the whole fun of it, right? So if I go into my output folder and I just take something from one of my recent projects, something which it definitely doesn't know, I'll take it from the Holy Bullet. Listen, alright, we'll scroll down. Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. Although, I think, yeah, let's try something like this. So, I'll drop that in there. So I guess you probably want to see what that actually was. So we've used this, okay, which is like it's the world with some fractal craziness in the background on a person's head with a little peanut brain. So we'll get rid of that and see what it does. Okay, so I'm going to give it an image. Oh, I mistyped them. Look, I will. It should be good enough. Alright, so then it's given us, this would be, so why not just quickly run that through this, yeah? Let's see, if I just disconnect that real quick, throw it in, and see what happens. I mean, chances are it's got no knowledge of what I just asked it to do. We're on text to image right now, and I did want to check out some image to image as well. The Kraken, welcome, welcome. Oh, nice. I'm glad everyone's getting their teeth stuck in. Because I'm a bit of a... I like my abstract stuff, right? I don't... Ooh, okay. CFG 1. Alright, so... Oh, wow, look at this. It's not too bad, you know. I reckon if you combine this, there's a really good audio reactive workflow on Civet. And I've been meaning to see if we can convert it to Flux. And it'd be interesting to see if you could do something like that with this. You know what I mean? Still early days though, so... Oh wow, look at that. It's kind of tearing through. I love it. Looping video. Yeah, do you know, I actually have a workflow called Looped. Man, I forget half of the stuff that I've done here. Right, let me just have a quick look. Spoilers! Right. If I go on to here, it's Loop Motion. Yeah, Evans. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. I've been meaning to do a bit of an expose on his workflows. It's just that I don't use 1.5 anymore. I sent him a message like, hey man, you going to do something with Flux? Let's see, I2V follows the prompt well, but not the image. Yeah, I did notice something like that too. I wanted it to make an explosion behind something which I had, and it kind of exploded a drone next to the thing I wanted to explode. It wasn't quite what I was looking for. Yeah, I have a workflow just to respond to the question from the Kraken. I got a workflow called for SDXL, which is called Loop Motion. And it definitely does exactly what you're asking to do loop motion, and you can put 4 images in and it will make, it'll go from one to the next to the next to the next and start again. But the only problem with it is it takes I'm telling a lie. Pack 1 took 45 minutes. So if I show you pack 1, this is what pack 1 looked like. Okay, that's so small by the look of it now. So come on, let's see the full-sized image. So this was Loop Motion 1. It was pretty good, but it took 45 minutes. And like I said, it's just not practical for what it is. I mean, it looks great. I thought that the quality that you get out of this is really nice, but it just took too long. I can't remember how long the second one takes. I've used I tried to do like a remix and do the same thing again, so it's like one of them is the same image, but it certainly does what it says on the tin. There you go, see, there's the thing. It didn't hold the image for long enough, and it does loop, but kind of like a crossfade at the end. Did I say how long it took? V2. 2,000 seconds to complete. Oof. Do you know what I mean? 2,000 seconds. But yeah, I mean, it's useful, but you've got to have the patience. What I did in the end was I started making Rotomaker, and then with Relight. I think we did some stuff with Relight in Xoda Flux Pack. So if I go into the Xoda Flux, I think in one of these we start doing some animation stuff with the Relight. You see this sort of lighting effect we got here? And this sort of thing here. Like I said. Let's see. How do I say that? Who White Memes. Sup? Welcome. Thanks for joining. Glad to see you all. Like I said, the last time we were streaming, my computer crapped out because I was trying to cook loads of AI gens and stream on the same machine. It just doesn't work. Not if you try to do like video and if you're really maxing it out. So I had to get a second computer. Unbelievable. First I built a new one out of spare parts and it was not good. And then I bought a second-hand one and I had to return it because it turned itself off after an hour. And in the end I just had to bite the bullet and buy a second computer. It was nuts. But I'm glad I did, because I think this is gonna do us justice. So let's just have a quick review. So I do think that the default 3 is good. I'm quite impressed with this model, guys. Like, they've actually put the work in and done the research, because I'm going through and doing my due diligence And it's like, you could say that this is more interesting, but it's like a luck of the draw type thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not consistently better. I often say this when people are having to pick epochs. You know, if you're having to pick epochs, have I got one here? No. If you're having to pick epochs, sometimes you have to like take the best overall. You can't just take the best one, because I like the way this is tearing, but I bet it wouldn't be every time it's going to look like that. So have we got another thing? Can we see this? So it's going to randomize the prompt every time, and it's going to increment the seed, which is fine. But yeah, looking at what the prompt is. Oh, I think it's loaded up a different prompt already. Oh no, wait, hang on, I tell a lie. I did this, I copied it in manually, didn't I? So what we did was we took that one image that I showed you guys, and I think what we might do is do something similar, because I've got a whole bunch of them which, if I had a camera I could show you. I printed all of these out, because I was gonna, if this video model hadn't come out, we'd be looking at prints today. So like photographic printing. And what I've done is I've got a whole bunch of abstract art that I've done. Can we make this bigger? These are like 4K. Come on, boys. That'll do. So as you can see, it's a whole bunch of abstract stuff where I'm loading in my models and having it make crazy stuff. Some of them look like a little bit more recognizable, but I was trying to go abstract, max abstract, you know. And like I said, these look amazing when you print them out. They look so good. So what I was doing was I was showing something to the AI. So let's show it this. Let's see what happens when we show it this, right? So I'm going to go over here again. Oh, it's advertising the radio station. Add space, add space. Okay. So what we've got here is, okay, please add this image to the generation scope. So every time you add an image to this, what it's going to do is it's going to like expand. It's going to expand the memory of the holographic file system, like I said, and I can show you what I mean by that. If I type ls, it's got a hybrid Unix interface, so you can talk to it conversationally, but you can also have it, you know, show you what it actually has. And so look at this, ethereal koi. What? See, neural visualization. That was obviously the first one that we looked at. That's this neural visualization, right? That's what that is. But then when I've asked it to do this, it said ethereal koi prompt. All right. So I'm going to say, okay, so I'll say generate 10 ethereal koi prompts. Name the list. Ethereal koi. That's so crazy. Ethereal koi.text. All right, let's do it. Off he goes. Now he's done it. See, look at him trying to be fancy. This is no good. The formatting is no good. It's all right. I'll just take one of them, right? So I'll take one of them there, and then we'll go over here, put that in, and then do that. See, normally what I do is I like bash him over the head for trying to do Markdown, because Markdown's no good to me, right? But the reason is because, look, it's stored the file in the holographic system as ethereal koi.text. Okay, right. I'll show you how I get around this. What AI is that? That's a really good question. Welcome, Heaven77. I'm glad you joined the stream. So, you got a good point there. It's hard for me to say it's mine, because it is and it isn't. This is Claude, right? This is Claude.ai, and what they give you is they give you something called projects. Projects allows us to put in a very complex system of primers, which I guess is a bit like a message, or it's like a system message, or project instructions. It could be called all kinds of stuff, but basically I've been developing this for over a year. I've got loads of studies up on it, and I just open sourced the whole thing. So what you can do is you can take a look. See, I'm like turning pages rapidly here. Here it is. Here's the brain. If you want to take a look, that's the brain. And what I've done is I've written a vision instruction to make it create video prompts, and then I've supplied it with, so there's a few components for this project, right? There's the prompt system, which tells it how to make a video prompt. So it has a prompt engineering system defined, okay? And then it also has a project manifest, which tells it where to put all of these things when they're flat file into a Unix subdirectory structure. Then it also has the system prompt, which tells it how to behave when it's talking, when we're talking to it, and things like that. And then also I've got a list of the actual example prompts that came out with LTX V, which is the video generation model that we're looking at right now. Okay, and then finally we've got my ACE holo file system. ACE is adaptive capacity elicitation, and then the holographic prompt, holographic file system is HolFS. So what it's going to do, the core part of this is the ACE stuff. So it does priming, comprehension tracking, context clarification, expanding elicitation, and then recursive ascension. And then it's going to keep looping that, because it can do like 1,000 things in a second, right? So we're exploiting the ability of the LLM because it's lazy. It's coded for laziness, to just shortcut to an answer. And so what we're doing is we make it create an entire operating system, if you will. And then, like I said, it can self-program itself to a certain degree. And then what I've done is, by including things like an image vision system, it's going to expand the scope, and then essentially you get crazy video prompts. So if I now just take a look at what it's actually done here, there you go. We've got our ethereal koi. And you know what? I reckon some of these higher CFGs actually look pretty good. I mean, 3 is the default, so this is what you would have gotten out of it if you just typed it in. And there's a fair chance that it doesn't even know what the hell this is. You know what I mean? There's a fair chance that it doesn't really have any memory of what an ethereal koi is, because, you know, we just basically made it up, right? I essentially gave it a concept and let it go nuts. But what we've been doing is we've been doing a little bit of research into what the good settings are and checking out. So let's say we just want to go back to EULA, which is again the default. All right, so we'll just queue that up and go back to the craziness. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining if you just joined. Let's see, is there anybody else I've missed? I think I've said hello to everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Is that a Pete Johnson? Don't know if I said hello to you, mate. Welcome. Pirate GFX Productions, welcome. I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody, guys. So yeah, again, like I said, once we've got the system set up, we can pretty much get it to do anything we want. And the best part is, because it's got this dynamic mapping, the manifest, that was one of the recent breakthroughs I got to. It can just pop up every time. So, you know, we could just open a new chat now, and I could just start asking it. I could just say, create 10 prompts for a busy street with time travel elements. Yeah. And it's, like I said, it's pre-tuned for LTX V, because all of its universe of knowledge is sort of held inside the guidelines which were defined by those default prompts. So it's going to try and emulate that. I don't know if you haven't seen them, then by all means check them out, because if you go over to their website, you'll probably see these are short, and it says don't do short prompts, so that's a bad example. Let's take a look at the article which I wrote, which will have a link. Yeah. So there's a link down here somewhere to their GitHub page. I believe it's this one. Yeah, here we go. So these are the full prompts, right? And you can see just here the way it's structured. A woman with long brown hair and light skin smiles at another woman with long blonde hair, right? The woman with brown hair wears a black jacket and has small, barely noticeable mole on her right cheek. I don't know if we get that. The camera angle is close up, focused on the woman with brown hair's face. The lighting is warm and natural, likely from the setting sun, which is true. We got this golden hour lighting, casting a soft glow on the scene. And then at the end, look, the scene appears to be real life footage. If we take a look at the prompts which my system is spitting out, it's got the same structure and cadence. And if you look at the end, the scene appears to be CGI, right? The modern LED street lights transform. See, it's doing lighting as the second to last sentence. It's doing camera movement as the third to last, and so on, right? So it's almost like I said, it's learned the structure and it's trying to mimic it, you know? And the reason that I gave this away is because you can actually do this with anything. So like if I was to put in a different set of prompts from a different model, as long as you have the Ace Holo V3 and as long as you adjust some of these files, and the thing is you can get an AI to adjust the files for you, so it's not like you really have to get in there and figure it out. You can actually it's written in the machine language, if that makes sense, of the LLMs. And if I look at this prompt here, it's going to reference all of those files. It's going to say load Ace, mount Holo, initialize the manifest, load the prompt engineering rules, and then when you go through here, you're going to find that it's saying, make a reference to the full examples, and you just change the name and provide a different file. So it's modular, you know what I mean? It's not like baked in stone and you can't do anything else with it, right? And as a matter of fact, if I just go back to my projects, okay, I did Family Crest synth with 100% synthetic data. I did a Hugging Face downloader, which is let's see, so you can take a look at that. I got annoyed with the timer always timing out when I was trying to do Hugging Face downloads in Comfy. So I basically made a Python script that downloads Hugging Face repos, and then I made it into Gradio as well. So now it's a web UI. And we did it all with the Claude. We did it all with the Claude project using the same system, the Ace Holo system, which makes it think harder. You see what I mean? I also did, for fun, someone told me Battle Scribe doesn't really work with the Warhammer 40k 10th edition. So we made a collection tracker in Python. And spoilers, it's in Android code now. I probably will never develop it, but it could do that too, you know. Let's see, can we find that other thing? You'd be like, get back to the fight. Where's the generation stuff? I come here for generations, and you're spinning the wheels in GitHub. But I think it's really important, you know, like the stuff that this can do. It's not just one thing. It can do all kinds of stuff. So again, this is a army tracker written in Python, but running in Gradio. So you load in your Battle Scribe 10th edition catalog. So it's the standard format. You add the stuff, it saves it, and it gives you a points number. So you can tell, you know, how many points your collection is. Because a lot of people don't even play the game, but they like to know this sort of thing because they just like painting. You know, I got nothing against people like that. I love painting. I think painting's amazing. Right, so let's see, what have we got here? So the prompt that we are using is still iridescent koi. So did I forget to? No, I forgot to change the prompt. So we got more iridescent koi fish. Yeah, look, it's making crazy stuff though. I mean, if you were to put this through an upscaler enhancer model, you could start making that. That's why I wanted to know if that. What's this? Suicide Boys? No, it's actually my... that's my AI music. Let me just show you my website. So we got 5, below 5. Alright, if you go to my website, you'll notice there's a radio station that's playing all the time. That track is called And I love the funk genre, and I do all kinds of funk stuff. I do all kinds of funky stuff. And all my tracks play randomly on the radio station. It's embedded here. Basically, whenever I release an album, I throw it up on my own radio station. It's up on SoundCloud as well. I don't know if there's a link for that. Is there a link for SoundCloud somewhere? songs on SoundCloud. So in fact, I just finished a new album, which is Mongolian funk, which is pretty cool. Like I said, the last couple of days we just finished this. I can't play it right now because I got a different machine. Well, I probably could, but it would probably be really loud. One thing I'm just getting used to is the sound levels. This is our first stream on a new capture box, right? But by all means, go and check it out. It's Tamino Sama on SoundCloud. You can find a link on 5 Below 5. Alright, cool. So let's get back to the fight. Also got links up on X as well. You'll find me at Sorcery of Tamino Sama, which is at Mushroom Fleet. But for now, let's get back to Claude. So like I said, this can do almost anything, and I gave the whole thing away under MIT. So if you want to go ahead and make $1 million, start a business which is using my cognitive enhancers, you can find them all inside the Ace Hollow file system. All right, it's all there. All the source code is there. Go ahead, use it, take it, because like I said, I just want people to have a chance. I just want you guys to have a chance, because I mean, what's the alternative? Get beat by open cheeks? That's your alternative, guys. So I don't want you guys getting like smacked down by some mega corporation who's stealing all the good ideas. So, and this is one of the reasons why I support the companies and the people I work with is, like I said, I don't think that Claude is evil yet. I think Claude is pretty cool, so I promote Claude. I think Claude's awesome. So let's take a look at this. Has it actually made a car yet? I think we didn't queue it up. That's my bad. So let's queue it up. I do want to make a steps garden tonight, guys. And let's just take a look at that real quick. We've also got the image to video here. Look at this. This looks pretty sweet, man. I mean, when you think that that's my image, much sharper, I'll grant you, but I got some ideas for this. See, in my workflow pack, I got like 300 workflows in the workflow pack now. I know we're kind of scattering all over the place, guys, but I guess it's part of the thing, isn't it? If I go in here, we've got the Xoda LTX V video pack, which at the moment only has text to video, an image to video, and a couple of testing workflows, right? But if we go into PhotoFlux, which was my last big workflow pack, it's extensive. And there's a couple of things in here which I think could really help us. One of them is I think it's in animation. So we've got animation detailer. The funny thing about this is it's like you can take video in, video out, and it's going to use my boosted flux upscaler, which kind of gives you a doubling of size, but also it's doing a lot of denoising, but we're using the boost. So, let's see, Sholin full animation, welcome, thanks for the follow. Do you have a tutorial on how to make beats like that? I think I do, but I think that the last video I did, I was mostly doing like Audacity. If you believe it, Audacity has got AI generation in it now, and there's an element of that, and a bit of FL Studio. But I'm trying to do everything with AI now, because I feel like it's like, what if you have no experience? What I like to do is I like to sort of mix. So if you've got some experience with making tunes, you'll have a great time. So I would say Suno has got an amazing system which has just been upgraded. I've been meaning to check that out because I'm an Udio guy. I use Udio a lot. So what you got to do is you got to think about, it doesn't let you use artist names, obviously, right? Because that's just stealing. But what it does let you do is genres. So you want to slam those genres together. And obviously, if you've got an ear for music, you'll know which genres go together best. And then here's a trick I've learned from doing image generation. If you misspell things, it still works, but you'll get something unique. And then so you might blend a slightly misspelled word. Something I like is spelling Russian with Russane. Yeah, I'll type it in the chat, right? Russane. This is a great one. Russane. What's that? What's that? The AI knows what it is. And this is a little bit like a seed. You know, if you have a seed, obviously what's a seed? Well, it's a mathematical vector that goes between all of the different things in the model, right? And so just think a little bit like that. Sometimes misspelling isn't a bad thing. Okay, so let's see what who else? Kadiran Oren. I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. So hi, I'm an architect. I want to train a LoRa with my renders. How can I train Stable Diffusion with my style to generate like my style? Thanks for the stream. Do you know what, mate? You're in luck. First thing you want to do is come over to the Discord, because I will literally help you out step by step. I can give you all the links you need. If I just jump over to my channel, can I quickly go over to my channel? Surely he can go over to his channel. I don't want to blow it up with a bunch of ads. Okay, where are we? If I just type 5 below 5. Oh look, there's me. No, nearly had me. There it is. If I go to 5 below 5, go to me. Stop that, 'cause that's my ad. Stop it, you. Right, stop talking. If I go to videos, right. I have so many videos on how to do exactly what you want. Any of my videos, if you go, probably not this particular live stream, if you click on my channel name and go to any of the videos, in the description there will be a Discord link. And like I said, I'm juggling all kinds of stuff right now, but I'd be more than happy to help you, because that's literally what I do, is teach people how to turn their art into their own model, right? I've done umpteen tutorials on how to do it, the best way to set that up, loads of tips and tricks. I can teach you how to make your data set, get it trained on Flux. Just so you know, you only need between 30 and 150 images, and that would be a big model. You probably only need like 30 to 100 max, and you could train it on Civit for Buzz, which is like their microtransaction credit. I've got a video about that. It's on here somewhere. It's, for some reason these videos aren't in order. I think it's trying to serve them up to me like I'm a new viewer. But we've got dataset tools you can run in Comfy, so you can improve your captions. Here we have the Flux LoRa training tutorial. It's got 9,500 views now. Can you believe it? It's crazy. But this is the easiest way to train yourself a LoRa, which you can run on top of the Flux base model. And you can probably run that on less than 12 gigabytes for a graphics card. So, because you can use Schnell with FP8, and that might not make any sense right now, but it will do, because I've got umpteen, like I say, all of the stuff is up here. I'm very confident that I can do that. It's something that I do for artists. I really want people, because literally, I'd say one of the biggest things that I do for artists specifically is they're fed up of getting reference work off of Google, you know. Can you tile video? A lot of the time video is being tiled because it takes a lot of memory to actually put videos together. So you probably don't even know that the VAE is tiling. But I think what you mean is to make the video bigger, right? Certainly my upscalers tile. So, you know, splitting up the image and then putting it back together again is actually quite straightforward. Let me just quickly show you something here. This is my magic bullet, Holy Bullet, which hasn't even come out yet. So this is a bit of a spoiler while I grab the next video. You see the difference that's going on here with the Holy Bullet? So anyway, let's just get this workflow real quick for this gentleman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go past all the stuff I made recently. And there should be a folder in here. Where's the folder gone? Are they hiding my stuff now? Flux boosted upscaler, enhanced data. This is in the way. It's not helpful. Not helpful at all. Right, let's just type boosted upscaler. All right, let me show you my boosted upscaler real quick. Okay, so let's just go through this. It's simple. It's very simple. All right, I say that. Okay, but it really is. So first of all, you're loading an image. There's an option for it either being a batch of images, so it can automatically go through an entire folder and just upscale them all while you're off having some lunch, or you can use it in single mode, and that's the switch for that, true or false, right? Currently it's false, so it's going to be taking the number of the image position from the folder. But you want to know about the tiling, right? And the tiling part of it is literally this. So you have a VAE tiled encoder, right? And the tile size is 768. And then over on the other side, we have the tiled decoder. And the tile size is 768 with an overlap of 64. That prevents the seams, okay? And so what's happening is it's upscaling the image by 2, splitting it into 768 by 768 tiles, doing the denoising, and then it's putting it back together again. And then what we do is we do some color correction with it's doing color match here. That's right, color match, which is looking at the original image and then making sure that it didn't get lighter or darker, yeah. And then it puts the image back together. The color corrections over here, we're using a CubeLut, which is what you would see in DaVinci Resolve or even Photoshop or Adobe Premiere or whatever. So it's that standard industry stuff, the cube format. Okay, we're going to do D-Log. And I think what I got here is if you have a cloud machine, because this is actually too powerful for a 4090 even, but if you had like a cloud setup, you could actually do the second upscale stage. And yeah, sure, you can do 4x on a 4090 all day, but this is actually going to boost it using my, this is partly my discovery. You do max shift and base shift at the same time, same value, 1 to 1.5, and extremely low denoise. If I can just show you, the denoise is 0.1, and we're only doing 12 steps, okay? And if you'll notice, we're using Schnell on FP8, and it's still going to enhance it. So, you know, that's how that works. And again, this is in the Xoda Flux pack, so you can just go ahead and pick that up right now. It's in Xoda Flux. I believe the boosted upscaler is in the root of the pack. Okay, so I mean, I think enhance is just the boosted upscaler but without the upscaler, because obviously this low denoise high boost is a bit of a trick, because it essentially means you can do quite strong denoise, you know, without actually going crazy and changing the image. It doesn't change the image really. So let's just take a quick look at this this prompt here that we've created. So this is a time travel prompt, right? I just said, give me a time travel prompt, right? So what's it saying? A sleek autonomous vehicle glides down a street, then suddenly its panels and components begin rearranging themselves into a 1950s Chevrolet. If this works, I'm going to be surprised, okay? The car's metallic blue exterior morphs smoothly into cherry red. If it manages to get the color, see, there's a few things here which no other model could ever get. So its digital display dissolves into analog dials. The camera tracks in front of the vehicle at bumper height, then rises to reveal the street behind it, transforming from solar panels to vintage asphalt. Well, it's got solar roadways. Isn't that a meme? The modern LED street lights transform into classic lampposts while sky transitions from clear blue to dramatic sunset. The scene appears to be CGI. So let's see if it managed to get any of that right. Maybe we were asking too much. So let's see, this would be the default CFG for this model. You've always got to bear in mind that these images, these videos here, they took, let's see, where's the timer for each one? 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Which is just insane. So what are we listening to right now? Yeah, it went from day to night. True. So we're listening to Unleashed. That's one of my recent albums. Okay, I hope it's not too loud. It was really hard to get the... Oh wait, look at that. It is actually trying to turn into an old style car. It is trying to do it though. Oh, do you know what? At CFG 5, you see it's getting all pointy? That's kind of like retro style, isn't it? It's more like a Cadillac than a Camaro. But then again, and we've got electric street lights, and it does look like it tried to make solar panels, which turns into asphalt. Do you know, it's funny. It's really trying to do a bunch of the things from that prompt. I think maybe we just asked for too much. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to this, And I'm going to use the Ace Hollow system because we can talk to it conversationally, right? So we can say, back off the creativity by 25%. And you might think, well, what the hell does that mean? It knows what it means. Don't worry about it. Because I'm letting it take the reins. It knows what I mean. I'll revise the prompts to be 25% more straightforward and conventional, reducing creative. So let's just quickly, it's going to even follow. So where's the prompt? Prompt number 4, yeah? That's the exact one that we were looking at. So we'll go here, go to the new one. Whoops. Prompt number 4. A modern car drives down the street, its exterior gradually changing into a classic 1960s automobile. The vehicle's silver paint shifts to red, its shape morphs from sleek to boxy, the camera tracks alongside the car at wheel height, the surrounding traffic and pedestrians transform to match the period, while natural daylight illuminates the scene. The scene appears to be CGI. See what I mean? Isn't that crazy? Right, and then what we're going to do for the sake of speed, because this is like, you know, I know it's 8 seconds, but this was built to discover good CFG. And I'll be honest, I think that 3 CFG is actually pretty good. It is actually pretty good. I mean, it does get a bit sharper, but what we're going to do, we're going to just drop in. Let me just grab it. Just got to grab it. We're going to drop in my bass workflow, which is the one that I just released today. And then we're just going to make it so that it can build like 4 seeds at once. So we'll go Mid-Journey style, right? So, but video, because we're cool like that. So we'll drop that in. I've got that thing published anyway, so I'm not going to lose a thing. And then we're going to, oh, wait a minute, that's not my one, that's an example. That's the example one that it came with. Right, hang on, there's mine. Right, mine is a little bit different in that it has a project file path generator, so it'll organize your stuff for you. And what else did we do? And then we've got my Zenkai prompt, which we're going to turn off ironically. So let's just disconnect that. All right. And then obviously, like I said, I wanted to make this so that I can control a bunch of different seeds, right? So the quickest way to do that would literally just be to take it from here, Control C, Control Shift V, V, V. Okay, and then we'll just clean that up a little bit. Alright, and then we're going to have ourselves a 4-way. So it's on randomize, randomize, randomize. They're all the same right now, but what I'll do is I will load in our prompts. Classic. Alright, let me go in here. No, not here. Yeah. Alright, so then we'll change the prompts. And we're going to do Q, cancel, Q. So now they're all different seeds, but everything else is exactly the same, right? So what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at 4 seconds of animation. So it's probably going to take about 20 seconds. It's already done one of them. That's actually pretty sweet. I love the back end. It looks really cool with that high rear bumper. That's coming up. That's going after my own heart, that one is. Oh, that one's a little bit too low. The body kit's a bit too low. Oh my god. This is so cool. I love this model. It's so fast. What the hell? Now that was the cleanest one so far. It's certainly not what I was expecting, but hey, you know, I'm not going to complain. That's pretty sweet. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave that on instant. I'm just going to go crazy. Now, what we could do here, okay, because, you know, it's probably a little bit better for the presentation. We're just going to mess around with it a little bit like this. I'm going to do that. And then I'm actually going to cover it up. So we literally go, ha ha. There we go. Is it actually not? It's not doing it. There we go. I have to click it again. So that's just going to continuously make images for us now. Now, what can I do? I know what I'll do. Yes. Come here. Come here. like that. Yes. There we go. Now we can have our holo on the side. Got to use the screen space, right? Get that down there so you can see how long it's taking to do things. Let's catch up with the thing. Look at it go! Alright, this is more like it. This is why I bought the second machine, because I was like really tired of oh, am I going to blow it up and kill the stream? Let's find out. So let's just take a look at the chat here. I don't want to ignore you guys. So then, Uriel, for 8 seconds, it is good. It is so good, isn't it? Like, imagine if you wanted to do AI YouTube right now, this is a godsend. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can do with this, it wouldn't even matter if half the generations were trash, you know? Because you're going to get good ones, and for a short cut, it's just looking so amazing. So let's see, who else? I have missed someone. Kadaran, I think I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. Everything related to face LoRa's. It's hard to find artistic style LoRa training. I'm struggling with that. Yeah, face LoRa's. So, a trick I used to do back when the Mimic Motion came out was use Reactor. So what you do is you do your stylization. So you make your character with your style LoRa that you've pre-trained, and then the face would look like garbage, yeah? So then what you do is you train face models. I've shown this in the past with my Reactor videos. You can get some really nice faces, and you can name them, and you save them as safe tensors. And then what it does is it's 10 times quicker at face swapping. So I was able to do animation with a consistent face, which was a pre-trained character. And like I said, I've actually built that out for clients, so I know it's reliable. And you can make whatever face you want as a model, which is then loaded in a stage of your workflow. There's probably some videos on my channel about that. If you look up the Mimic Motion folder, so that'll be Flux tutorials with Mimic Motion. I'm pretty sure they came in like probably past version 15. There'll be tutorial videos on that for sure. So, managed to go from day to night earlier, so that's something, says Pete Johnson. Hell yeah! I'm surprised at the amount of control we can get, and I reckon if you have a little mess around with the CFG, I know it seems to affect the quality, but technically the higher the CFG, the more it's going to listen to your prompt. There's also boost, so boost makes it follow the prompt without changing it. So that's something which I haven't really spoken about. Stay over there, you. I wish I could open it up without moving it. Oh well. So if I take a look at this workflow here, you'll notice that we have flux style stuff. So we got max shift and base shift. Now with this video model, it does sort of explode, but if you have a high shift, it's going to follow the prompt at lower denoise. So that's something else that can be done. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to build a steps garden for this video model in a sec. So I don't want to go too... I don't want to skip around too much, otherwise we'll get lost. But yeah, basically, let's see if we can do a different prompt here. Because it is doing like old-timey retro cars. Whoa, that was a cool car. And it's gone. If anything... Oh wait, there it is. Ah, it seems like we're getting the same sort of scenes sometimes, doesn't it? Like it's giving us the same sort of scenes. Probably never would have noticed that before. Look at this midget car. That's pretty cool. Alright, anyway. So let's try the hot dog cart, yeah? Let's do a different prompt. We've been looking at those cars for a while. So what have we got? A hot dog cart appears on a modern sidewalk, causing nearby smartphones to transform into newspapers and radios. I think we're still trying to ask for too much here. This video model is not that advanced, but hey, I'm prepared to be surprised. Okay, so we've got a hot dog cart. I don't know about smartphones turning into newspapers, but hey. So let's check out. Levels are spot on. I'm glad, because that's the biggest thing I was worried about was succo audio. Let's see. Regards. Sholin full animation. How do you mask out backgrounds of images in Comfy UI? there's a whole bunch of ways to do that. And one of the things which I taught recently, and I've had to link this video twice in the last couple of days actually, it's called promptable masks. Okay, so there's something called Florence 2, and you can have that hook up to SAM 2, segment anything. And essentially what you can do is you can say person, right? So if it's a person, what you do is you mask out the person, but then you invert the mask. And then what that does is it masks out everything but the person. It's a nice trick, okay? So we're getting a vision AI to identify the person in the scene and then flip the mask with an invert node. And then what it'll do is it'll mask the entire of the image, all right? And so then there it is. That's how you do it. And you can actually use animation with this, because obviously the prompt person doesn't change, because you're like I said, you're masking the person automatically with a prompt, having the AI figure that part out. And it's actually pretty reliable. If you look up promptable masks on my channel, you'll find a tutorial and a workflow that you can just drop in, run it a few times, and you'll see which bits you want to steal from me, if you don't just use that entirely as is. Okay, let's take a look at Joshua. Joshua, what do we got? Oh yeah, look, he's even said segment anything. Damn right, yep, 100%. What about steps? I can't tell if it's helping or not. Right, I think it's time, isn't it? Hey, isn't it time? I think it's time. So what we'll do is we will put this back to here. We will put this back to here, and we're going to go ahead and make the steps garden. So what the hell is a steps garden? Well, you can probably guess. What we're going to do is we're going to do Control C, Control Shift, not that one, Control Shift V, and then Shift. By the way, I don't often explain this. When you've got lots of things selected like this, you can hold Shift, and the title bar of any node, it will allow you to drag around everything that you've got selected, okay, without it just being just the thing that you click on. So right now we've got, do you reckon that's enough? I don't think that's enough. I think we're going to need more. So we're going to go and do that. So then you can very, very quickly make yourself the ultimate wire thatch. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the steps, all right? So the steps are obviously on the bit that we haven't actually, yeah, we're going to have to do it again. See, aren't you glad that it doesn't take any time? Because it wasn't good enough. All right, let's just get rid of that, get rid of that. It didn't take a second, so we do it again. I forgot to include this bit. So let's just move this out. And then we're going to do Control C. And then, like I said, we're going to do, just line it up nice, because we're going to do the, what do you call it? The doubler. And then you could just do it loads and loads and loads, but trust me, this is much faster. Okay, so I don't think 8 is going to be enough somehow, because we're doing 30 steps already. So again, if you don't know how to do this, it's Control and click and drag, then it's Control C, just Control C, and then it's Control Shift V, and then again hold Shift, drag it into alignment, and now we've got 16 of them. And they're all identical, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a number. And sometimes what I do like to do as well, okay, is I like to use some labels. So let's have a look here. What have we got? Have we got any with labels yet? No, not on that one. And that is, that's my, right, okay. I can grab it from one I made earlier. So if I go in, oi! Holy bullet, Redux, upscaler, and not saved. Huh. Okay. Not to worry. It's not like I haven't got more of them. So let's just chuck this guy in here. Oh, okay. That's weird. It's being weird, guys. Prompt lists, temp. Oh, I know. We'll grab this one. No, wait, that's someone else's. What's it going on about now? Oh! I see what's going on. This is so old. This is... It thinks that the nodes don't exist, but I'm using them right here. It's having a bit of a memory issue, I think. So what I'm going to do, to be honest, I just wanted the text thing, right? Because I wanted to just type here, Steps Garden, just so it looks nice, right? Okay. And then also I was going to duplicate it again, but this time go with 100. And then change this to like whatever the number of steps is. So if we start off at 20, yeah. There we go. And then we got 20. We can start there with 20, right? Now I do have to do this myself, which is a bit tedious, but it looks much better when you're finished, I think. So also I'm going to save it so that I don't get all messed up. So text to video. We're actually going to say... We're going to get rid of the text to video and the basic. We're just going to go with Steps Garden with a dash, just in case. You've got to be friendly to Windows and Linux users alike. Okay, sometimes I don't like the space, you know what I mean? Can we all agree that RG3 is our hero? Yes. 100%. Look at this up here. Look at all these different things. I would say I do like this though. The map, the mini map. This is also really good. Mini-map. I don't know if you've seen that node. Sometimes it gets in the way and it annoys me a little bit, but when you have a really big workflow, sometimes if you're zoomed right in, it's nice to be able to just go to the end. It's a little bit like a tabletop, you know what I mean? Like a tabletop strategy. Have you ever played Factorio? Anyway, so Xoda. So what we're going to do is obviously we're going to start setting 20. I reckon we're going to go in, should we go in 5s or 2s? Let's go with 2s. So 22, and we're going to do 24, and then we're going to do 26, and then we're going to be at the end. So we'll go back down to here, and we're going to go 28. The easiest way is just to add them in like this, by the way. So I didn't need to do anything there. 30. Just remember to press OK. Sometimes I do this and I forget to press enter or OK. And it doesn't do anything, and then I get really confused later. 32. And then 34. And then 36. I can count, alright? I can count. 38. And then 40, and then we're down to the bottom row. We're nearly done already, look at that. 42. If I was smart, I would have done it like, you know, I would have done it like a pattern, so there was 5 per row, and then I could start at 30 and just keep going, but I didn't think far enough ahead. So 46 actually is what I needed to do. I can count, honestly. 48. There we go, 50. I did it in 4s, which wasn't really very smart, but yeah, it worked out. It worked out in the end, right? So then we're going to go Control V, Control V, Control V. And obviously these don't make sense yet, but I do have to change them manually. But it's better than having no labels, so when you look at it, it's just easier once we've filled all those in, and we'll have a rough clue of what the hell we did. There's a few other things which I do. So let's just update that. Every time I make a bit of a change, I like to just quickly do a save as and an export, because you can never really trust just one thing, can you? Let's see, if I go 2020, so now I'm just going to update these. Double click. 22. No, not enter. Just click away. And then 24. You're now listening to the sounds of my AI piano, which is fun because, you know, usually I just make crazy funk stuff, but I wanted to know that it could do that too. Do you know what I mean? So 24, 26. I can count, all right? 26. Okay, we're going to go 28. This is based on a Haydn parody, I guess. Wait, what did it just do? Oh, it did the thing. So it was still selecting the last one I touched. So you need to double click and then do it. So 28. See, I'm instinctively wanting to press enter, but that doesn't actually, that doesn't do that with this one. So this one is 30. Yeah, if you're familiar with Haydn, I was trying to get Haydn. I actually managed to get Method Man. I managed to get all kinds of stuff. 32. Yes, nice little chill pause tune. Very chill. So 34, 36. I will get to the, let me see if I can count. Honestly, I can count. I'm not just adding up with my fingers off screen, okay? Where the hell? There we go. 30. Look, it's doing the same one. You guys should have been screaming at me. What are you doing? You can't even count. You charlatan. Right, double click, then edit. Just got to slow it down. Just slow it down. 34. 36. No, 36. 36. See, this is what drives me mad. I'm all right with all the rest of it, but adding 2, oof, come on guys, adding 2, that's too much for me. Okay, double click, and then we're going to want 42. I probably made a mistake, and I'm still like blazing through. The nutty professor planning with the insane amount of K samplers. Tell me about it. Do you know what? Right, let me just quickly take a little break here and show you what happened earlier. This is the sort of thing that would drive any man nuts. So taking a look over here, this is the 5 Below 5 Discord, and in the forum you will find all my testing, all of my epochs, all of my epoch comparisons when we actually render the models out, so that, and then the link to the model once it's actually done, so you can see all the models that I train and everything. I keep it all, I like to show it all off so people can learn from what I'm doing. And we took a look at this. Oh boy. So this is the Xoda, so this video model that we're using, and this is Euler. So that's what you get from Euler, okay, and that's what you get from CFG PP. Oh, right. And this is what you get from Ancestral. Ancestral's pretty sweet, and then you get Strobe from the next one, and then we get the second order ones, right? Second order takes twice as long because it actually does it twice. It's a bit of a math thing with the samplers. So if we just keep going, you can see that a few of them stuck out, but they had this weird mottling pattern, for example, on that. Look at this one. This will be good for the memes. Look at that piece. And we go through, we got 2S, we got super cooked mode, 2M, 2M alt, and we keep going. LCM, which everybody knows is a fast speed technique, and then some errors at the back. So yeah, there were so many. I was like, how many samplers do you actually need? But ultimately, you basically have Euler and Euler Ancestral, which is pretty funny on its own, if you ask me. And then, of course, we did this the CFG sampler, which we were using earlier, right? So I just thought I'd do a little sideline on sidebar for the people asking about that. Yeah, return after every text field edit does seem important. Hello, FX Node, welcome. Yeah, for some reason, if you do it on this one, though, it actually gives you a new line, because it's a text. Wait, what? It's not doing it anymore. I said that, but now it's not doing it. Shift Enter? So now Shift Enter is working properly. I think it's just trolling me, by the way. So 40, let's see, let's go back to this one. What are we on here? 42. I've done something wrong. Alright, so let's count everyone. 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. No. So obviously I made a mistake before that in the actual thing. So let's see what I've done here. 40. I'm going mad. I told you I can count. I'm not trolling. Obviously I've made a mistake somewhere. 36. Somebody would be like, you can't count. 34, there we go. Alright, so here we go. 40, is that actually 46 though? No, it's 44. Right, 44. We'll do this one at the same time this time, yeah? 44. And then this one, 46. 46. Oh, there's something missing. I am seeing you there, Stony the Woke. I will respond to you in just a second, my friend. I'm just going to finish. I'm in the middle of my backswing. Let's see. Oh, it did it again. You see this complete craziness? I wish I could, like, just connect that to that and just have it do it by itself. It'd be so much easier. Someone write a node for it. I'll download it and promote it. What's going on? Right, double click. Come on. Oh my god, it's the bass shaker. This thing will destroy your system. Right. Epic old school funk. Down. See, that UI thing is quite annoying. Right. 50? I don't think it is. I think it's 48 actually. Yeah, it's 48. See, once we're done, this will all make sense, but at the moment it's just sort of, I'm just tripping up over my own speed. Okay. So let's check it one more time. 20, 20, 22, 22, 24, 24, 26, 26, 34, 34, 32, 32, 30, 30, 28, 28, and then 36, 38, 40, 42, 42, 48, 46. Okay, I'm happy. It's actually correct now, so just do a little bit of a jiggery pokery and we'll be all nice and tidy. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's good enough for me. Right, cool. So now what we'll do is we'll save it because we've got it to do what we want, finally. So again, I'm just going to go up one level, 27, and give it a save. Alright, we made it guys, we made it. So now what we've got is we've got a whole buttload of video, and now the problem is going to be that it's going to take so long for us to look at it all, and the video generation is so damn fast that we won't be able to look at them all by the time it's made new ones. So that's the irony about this. It's quicker than image generation. It's totally nuts. So we're still using the hot dog cart for some reason. Alright. So at 20 steps, this is what we're getting. What the heck? The hot dog cart is warping. Okay, so at 22 steps, hot dog cart is kind of floating away. 24 steps, the hot dog cart is actually a car with a hot dog on the roof, which is actually pretty cool. 26 steps, it looks like a hot dog cart now, but it's all a bit crazy, trippy. Alright, so what have we got here? That's definitely the best hot dog cart I've seen so far. He's even walking away, but it looks like the guy that owns the place is walking away with the hot dog. Next one, it's a hot dog car. It's almost got a hot dog on the roof, look. It's trying so much. At 32, and by the way, 30 is the default. So again, this is what you would have expected to get. Okay, so then let's see if adding steps helps. Because the question was, does adding steps help? And, oh, got to suck it and see, guys. That's what I say. You've just got to try it and see what the result is. And this is why I make these garden type workflows where it's just literally making every combination of everything, or rather we're changing one thing right now, which is the steps, to see what the effect actually is. Now it could be the seed, so that's why you just let it run and let it go through a whole bunch of seeds, because some of them are better than others, right? So 32, it's not going to do them in order either, which is a bit annoying. So they might change while we're in the middle of looking at these. So let's go to 36. It's all looking very surreal right now, which I do actually enjoy. What the heck? It's like a 6-wheeler. I like that. Maybe adding an uneven amount of steps. Ah! Yeah, true. The odd number. That was the trick, right? See, there is a way where you can actually have a primitive be feeding this and then loop it. But I'm trying to keep it simple. You're not wrong, though. We could, like, add one to every single... to have a modifier on the steps. So it's possible to do widget to input and then have a modifier go into them. You can do looping logic as well, so there's a lot of stuff that you can do, but you're not wrong. Yeah. Stony the Woke hitting me with hardcore memes right there. It only works on odd numbers. See, this is pretty good. That's actually pretty stable. It's not bad. 42, eh? Wait a minute. I can count, guys. I'm sure I can count, alright? 42, 40, 42. God damn it. Well, shucks. It's true, it should finish at 50. I'm mental. All that time messing around with it, and it's still wrong. 46. 46. This is why I don't spend too much time on stuff like this usually. I do it once and then I'm like, is it right? I want to do 48. And it's being overwritten by that. 48 and then finally 50. 50. See, the thing is, a lot of the time with video I would be doubling the steps, like Mochi, we were doing 100 steps. We don't need that. Okay, and up. There we go. Okay, so now we've corrected our counting from 20 to 50 mistakes. We're going to have to do it again, aren't we? Because I'm going to publish this one as a tester tool. So it's got to be right. It's got to be right. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, looking at all these sort of thumbnails, they look much better when they're smaller, don't they? Yeah, this is why I make... Yeah, it's been about 6 years since I've done live streaming properly, so yeah, I'm going to be a bit rusty. So let's have a look. Is it divisible by 16? Good point. Do you know what? I think that you've actually just pointed something out, which was in the documentation. Let's see, documentation. I think it was to do with the resolution actually, but you've just got a good point. You should always be checking out the technical. I'm sure they left some notes on here about, what's on here? Here. It works on resolutions. Oh, stop tuning. It works on resolutions that are divisible by 32. That's interesting, because normally it's divisible by 64. And number of frames that are divisible by 8 plus 1, e.g. 257. In case the resolution or number of frames are not divisible by 32 or 8 plus 1, the input will be padded with -1 and then cropped to the desired resolution and number of frames. The model works best on resolutions under 720 by 1280 and number of frames below 257. Just think about that for a second. Okay. 720 by 1280. See, it's interesting that they say 720 by 1280. Because... Right. Okay. So 1024 by 1024. This is the normal cap for maximum resolution. Okay. So what's that? 1.4 million, let's say, with 570/60. So 720 times 1280 is considerably less. Okay, so that's point number one, and it also that's they have to be divisible by. So let me just quickly show you something. All right, let's just start a new chat. I'm not going to do the Ace Hollow for a second. I'm just going to show you how I would approach something like this real quick. Yes, exactly. Yes, the Kraken. Yes, you've got it. You know exactly what I'm doing. Good man. Nice scoop. So, what we're going to do, as we're going to say, I have a node which I want to show something to everyone watching here. So, which calculates the aspect ratio for an image generation model that has a maximum of 1024 by 1024 pixels at 1:1 AR. Okay, which is called aspect ratio. It's in my DJZ nodes pack, right? So I can show you that real quick. It's aspect size V2, and as you can see, it has a downscale factor. So the downscale factor, I exposed that so that you could use 32, which is what they're advising, right? So we've already got the code here, but SD is 512 by 512, SDXL is 1024 by 1024, and then Cascade used 3072 or something ridiculous, by 3072. It was a crazy high-res model, and it had it could do huge images, right? But unfortunately, everything looked a bit bad. And that was the model. You couldn't fix that, unfortunately. It looked great until you zoom in and you could notice like an orange peel texture on everything, and I think that's why it got abandoned. But in aspect size, let's see, is it aspect size? There should be a V3. Oh, I know what it is. Image size adjuster. So I made something called image size adjuster, which is the image to image version of aspect size. Okay, so what you do is you give it your image, and then it does the exact same thing, right? So it would do the SDXL for a 1024 by 1024 base, and what it's going to do is it's not going to let you choose the aspect ratio. It's going to find the best aspect ratio to the image which you gave it, downscaled to the correct factor, so you get the best possible quality from any image automatically, and then you resize your image, and then maybe a little bit of cropping, all right, but it gives you the best possible quality for any image to image. And I think I have this on my image to image with this video model workflow. Okay, but what a lot of people don't know, because it's like, you know, it's niche, right, is I actually did an image size adjuster V3 which has a Mochi 1 setting, because the downscale factor with Mochi is 8, or that's what I determined it to be. It's not written anywhere. It's just from the experimentation I found that 8 was best. But to be honest, it's just a subdivision of 32, and 64 is a subdivision, you know what I mean? 32 is half of 64, right? And so on and so on. The reason I did this in the first place was because Cascade would crash in stage A, which is the final stage. For some reason it went CBA, but I don't want to go too far into the weeds on this. But the point I'm trying to make is, if I have a Mochi preset, right, that was using, I think, 1024 by 576 as the maximum. So this would allow you to do other aspect sizes, because usually it's just widescreen 16:9 and that's it. And I wanted to experiment with safe dimensions. And so the way that you would do it is you would say, I have a node which calculates aspect ratio of image generation model magic, and then you'd say, I am now working with a new video generation model which has a maximum dimensions, bad English, of 720 by 1280. Although, to be fair, we're not using it like that right now, are we? We're using it at, where is it? We're using it at 768 by 512. Do you know what? I'm going to say 720. I'm going to say, and that's going to throw it through a loop. This is going to be good. 768 by 512. I just want to show you what happens. 768 by 512. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to my DJZ nodes, DJZ workflows. It's going to be in here somewhere. DJZ nodes, right? And then I'm literally just going to take my aspect size V2 here. I'm just going to steal it. All right. And then I'm going to go back to the convo. And I'm going to say, model works on resolutions, blah, 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 blah. And number of frames like that. And then I'm just going to say, here is the example source code. Okay. Let's just go for it, right? I can do what I want. It's my code. Okay. I'm not even going to tell it I'm working with Comfy UI. I'm not even going to tell it anything. Okay. Oh, look, what's that? It's Comfy UI node code. So if you know what VS Code is, you can slam that into a new project and you can start troubleshooting it. And the thing is, if the code runs and it does what it's supposed to do, shrugs all around, guys, because this is the thing, code is code. And as you can see here, what has it done? It's written us a new option, video gen, which is using the maximum. And what I would do is, rather than overwrite that, I would say, please make this node named aspect size V4, because that's, you know, whatever, right? There isn't an aspect size V3, but let's just say aspect size V4, okay, .py. And write my init so that I can actually test it. So it's going to write the math for the node. It's going to change the name of the class. So if you didn't know what that is, it's just done that for you as well. And the fact is that if you get any errors, you can give the errors back to this and it'll help you write your own custom nodes 100%. Now, I would recommend doing a little Python course, but you probably only need to do like the first week. Okay. Now, obviously, you might think, well, it didn't write the init, did it? Init. It didn't write the init. So, but then again, there is an init in here. So what I could do is I could literally just download that, and I could say, I could get angry with him and say, you didn't write my init. Inty. Almost. I see what you mean. Here's the init. So there it is. And it's gonna add it at the end, okay? It's gonna add it in there somewhere. So there it is, aspect 5 there. That's all you really need. And to be fair, this is actually quite cool because he's doing it with try. And I'll be honest, right? I never used to use try. I used to just do that part, and if it gave an error, it was broken. And when I asked him once to update my init, it was like, oh, try except print. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Now I've got like fallback support. Huh. And yes, Stony, it does do mistakes. It does loads of mistakes. But generally, if you feed the mistake to it, it will go, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Here's how you fix the mistake. Test innit. Listen, we need to test it innit, right? So, like I said, you got to do like your first week's crash course on Python. But if you've got a basic grasp for this stuff, it's Studio VS Code all the way. Okay, there's a whole bunch of nodes that I've got which I did write with Claude, because mainly I wanted to test how good it was, because I thought, well, how much knowledge could it have of Comfy UI when the cutoff is relatively recent and Comfy UI isn't even that old? And yeah, like I said, it works. Can I think? There's a whole, but yeah, I've already shown actually. There's a bunch of stuff. Like I said, the Hugging Face repository downloader. I made the G Radio wrapper with Claude. Yeah, best coding bunny in it. Good one, guys. But yeah, let me just see if I've missed out on anyone because I've been messing around in it. What I found with image to video is changing CFG or steps from 30. It only makes it worse. Still testing. Yeah, I'm finding the same thing, Joshua. Same thing is what I'm finding. It's actually a pretty cool thing for the guys that did the testing, because it means that they actually did the testing. They didn't just throw out something for everyone else to fix, which I love to see. But you got to do your due diligence. Whenever a new system comes out, it's really down to us to make sure that it's robust, and the fact that it is confidence inspiring. So here we go. I read that joke from the Kraken. That's a good one. You got me. Yeah. Mr. Swordsteel for the power of 44. Interesting. The power of 44. I think I must have, like, something slipped by me there. You got me again. The Kraken. Can create math node, take the number, round it correctly, feed it into steps. Yep. I'm hoping that somebody does, you know. If nobody does, then it'll be in my pack eventually. Doesn't it do mistakes? Yes, it does. The Kraken. I've written a lot of Python using GPT-4o. Yeah, I've heard that it's actually really good. Like I said, I do love Claude, but I don't love when he runs out of responses. See, what I'm really waiting for is a local model that can outperform those guys, and I think it will happen. It's just a matter of time, like everything. Eventually they'll get it running on a local, and someone will bring out a model that's been curated better, with better intimacy on the data, and I think that at that point it'll surpass what we have now. It won't necessarily surpass what they have, because they always give it so much power you can't really compete with a local GPU, but certainly like GPT-3 has been surpassed. I think there are Llama models out now that are outperforming GPT-3, right? So it's sort of like there's a lag. And yeah, people tell me Grok is pretty good too, yeah. Do you know, that's the one I want to try. That's the one model I haven't had a chance to even touch. And I think it's because I was subscribed to Twitter, and then it wasn't going to come out in the UK for ages, so I cancelled my sub until they actually came out with it. And then I just been so busy with everything else, we never really got round to it. What else? Learning a bit of Python at uni, don't really know much about it. All these comfy nodes go over your head. Yeah, to be honest, the thing about comfy nodes is, unless you've got a use case, it's a lot like anything in programming, really. Oh, 20 steps is actually looking pretty good. Unless you've got a use case, it doesn't really make much sense. See, 30 steps looks pretty bad there. It's interesting that 20 steps looks so good. It's not following half the prompt, but, you know, some of these are really good. Alright, so we've actually done this. This is done. Let me just get rid of this trash up here. So let's try a few more different things, because right now we're looking at tiny stuff, and I want to try some interesting things out now. So let's just go back to my original. That's garden. Garden. Sampler garden. What's that? Test lines? No. Image to video, text to video, and there's the pack. There's the first pack. So I'll just unzip that and just grab the new one, because I can't find it right now. I've got too many files on my computer. Right, so let's just throw this in here. Okay. So there was something that I wanted to try out actually. Let's do the image to video now. Right. In it. Let's put that one in here. So if I grab one of those cool images that I had from my upscales earlier, so let's go into my outputs folder, stack tester maybe, para back in mono, that could be good, LoRa loaded, Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right. So let's take a look at this. So what did it just do? I got too many windows open over here. Right. So this is something that I've been working on. It's Architectural Refiner, which is trained on a whole bunch of images. It's called Not the True World. So when Not the True World is loaded, and when I use my Paradistro universe prompts, which is like a megastructure, it's going to do a whole bunch of stuff. Now I've done more than this, but this is what I want to start with. Okay. So if I go over to my chat with the prompt gen, right, video prompt gen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it that image, right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the same image in here, right, and then I'm going to get it to give me an image to image prompt. This is going to go nuts. Wait a minute. Is it still on? Yeah, it is. Right, you can stop now. You can stop now. You can stop now. There we go. Right, cool. It was on like instant mode forever. So it wasn't ever going to stop. So I've got this image. And what I want to do is I want to make some movement here. I don't really know what movement I want. So I'm going to ask this to do two things for me, right? First, I'm going to say referencing the example prompts. Whoops, I can type. Here we go. Referencing the example prompts and by analysis. There we go. Analysis of the prompt generation guidance in the HolFS. Damn it. There we go. In the HolFS. Use ACE to determine confirmed animation techniques. Then using those defined and observed techniques from the examples. There's only 16 examples, by the way, right? So it's probably not going to be many. I can spell. I'm just not actually near my keyboard. I can't reach it. So referencing the example prompts and by analysis of prompt generation guidance in HolFS, use ACE to determine confirmed animation techniques, and then using we're going to put a comma. Then using those, comma again, defined and observed techniques. Do you know what? It actually is very forgiving when you mess up your spelling. It's actually very good at being like, caveman doesn't know what he's saying, and it will usually get it right, but it does help to be precise. So using those defined and observed techniques from the examples, space, no, code, detect, say the word would be fitting, appropriate. Detect appropriate animations that can work. That's terrible language, that is. That can apply to the image being presented. Construct 5 prompts. Construct 5 video prompts. Yeah, that'll do. I tire of telling it what I want. Yeah, Quen's amazing. I use OneVision Quen for a lot of stuff, and often when I design a prompt with Claude using Ace Holo, I'll apply that using OneVision Quen. Alright, so there we go. We've got ourselves a bunch of stuff here, so let's try the first one. In fact, what we could do is we could be super smarty pants and we could do this. We got 5, right? let's go for the buffet. Yeah? So, obviously I can't copy now because I just did a bunch of copy pastoring. Okay, so let's just take that prompt there. And then we'll take this prompt here. Put that one there. Now this is like... This is a theory, okay? I haven't even had a chance to test this out, but it works with it worked with other video models. It just took forever to get a result. So, oh, nuts. Okay, right. Let's see. I did my third one, so I just need to do my fourth and my fifth. Like that, and then I get the last one. Okay, so what it's done is it's built me 5 prompts which are based on animations which it saw in the examples. So it's basically going to try its best to, you know, find something that fits with the image that I've given it. So rather than me trying to come up with something which I don't even know what it can do, it's going to tell me, oh yeah, I saw it do that. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start it. And 5. In fact, it'd be better to put it into a grid again. Yeah, let's just put it into a grid again. It doesn't mind. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So, first one, nothing. Nada. Second one, we're going to get all nothing. Nothing. Oh, okay. That one's doing something. It's going to do a bit of a slow zoom with a bit of camera shake. Okay, so that one was a bust. So I won't even wait. Slowly pans upwards, see? Camera glides smoothly. What's this one? Dolly shot moves laterally. Okay, it's the same sort of thing. Same sort of thing. Oh, we've got a bit of a shadowy thing going on up there. Nice. It's sort of hugging the wall. Cool. And now, could it have been a bad seed? Because, you know, they all technically had... Oh, wait, there's a little flashing red light down there I just noticed. Bing. So it did do something. It's just really not very interesting. So they're all pretty much dolly shots, but this is sort of starting to open as well. Look, it's trying to do a bit of depth there. I like how there's a shadow coming past up here. This is interesting to me. But it's mostly just a bit of 3D depth camera movement there. Not really that amazing. So let's just go back here and say, please focus on more motion. More motion. That's really crap. How could we word that better? Please try to offer more variation in the observed style of motion so that we can see the capability of this video generation model. Just ask for what you want. I'll diversify the camera movements, he says. Alright. He's going to diversify the camera movements, guys. Let's see how good he does. Right. See, sometimes the hallucination can be harnessed, because he might actually start doing stuff which isn't even there, you know? He'll go, an explosion, because I have actually seen this model do explosions pretty nicely. It's in one of the examples. But, yeah. A quick series of jump cuts. I think it's gonna lose its mind in a minute. Jump cuts. Using a split screen effect, 3 synchronized cameras track through different levels of the sci-fi atrium. Is that what this is? A sci-fi atrium. Okay. It's a sci-fi atrium, guys. Reverse motion. Ah, aha. Now you're talking. Pull back the camera. Go. So yeah, that's the same. It's the same as it was before. Oh no, it's not. That's different actually. So this one has got a pan up. This one's really zooming in. That one's really, whoa, it sort of doesn't do much, and then it really goes for it. That's a bit slower. And now this one isn't moving. So again, I think it is partly to the seed, because I didn't change the prompt, and now this one is barely doing any movement. So yeah, I think that there is an element of you just get a bad seed. Look at that melting. What the heck? Oh, I love it. You see, in this megastructure, it's all about living steel. So the metal can actually transform, you know, move around and stretch and do kinds of like remodularization type stuff. Whoa, whoa! What the heck? Whoa! Okay, that's really gone a bit too far. Oh! Oh wow, it looked up and... What? Okay, so it thinks that... That's cool. That's cool. It just suddenly looked up at the ceiling. And it's managed to hallucinate it pretty damn well there. Damn! I thought it would just completely... I thought it would just end up like this one here. Whoa, we got smoke! Who wants the smoke? Yeah, Laura camera moves with no training. just tell the LLM, do it more movement. This is a bit like that. Did you ever see those memes when it was like a bunny who has become enlightened? No, more enlightened. And he like eventually turned into like an angel or something. He just eventually became like a godly spirit. This is a bit like that. What character length are you using? I guess the amount. Yeah, the amount in the examples. What I did was I had it analyze the examples. So if you take a look at the primer for this particular project, that's not it. Is that it? Let's just go back to the top and just go there manually. It's usually quicker than trying to find it in all of the tabs. If I go into LTX V there, go into, that's the prompt lists, which I've already made. So we go into artifacts, and then we go into video prompt system. There, token limit 250, tense, present, voice active. Here we go, length categories, short, 50 to 75, medium, 100 to 150, long, 200 to 250. And then it does a component allocation as well. So it's giving a certain amount of token length for each of the different, you've got primary, details, camera, environment, and then metadata, which is usually like, this is a TV show. This is a CGI, you know what I mean? It does pretty good, actually. It picked up on the semicolons, and I'll be honest, I didn't even notice there were semicolons in there. So... like I said, it can pick up on stuff which you might not even notice, but this is the format that it's using here, pretty much. Yeah. And there's more as well as the validation section. It does a pretty good job, like I said. Probably, like, I would have to sit there for an hour and be like, So it does a great job. I don't want to do that. Right. Okay, be more flashy. In fact, overdo it. Overdo it. Overdo it. Oh boy. A Matrix style, but there's no way. There's no way that this is going to work. There's no way. Oh dear. And like I said, everything that I do is baked into the video as far as I know, because there is metadata in the videos, so it's not like we're going to lose all this stuff. And I've got the chat too, so I don't really need to make a note of any of this stuff. We can just experiment to our heart's content. So here we are. Control A, Control V. There we go. And this is all just off of one image, because I was like, at first I was like, make it appropriate to the image, and now I'm just like, break it please. Just break it please. Look, the camera accelerates to light speed. Oh boy. I love it. Alright, so this is pretty crazy. We're getting some good effects out of this model. I mean, the smoke worked really well. It actually does look a bit, I mean, if you made this a bit longer and then cut before it went a bit naff, you could use that as a, oh no, and then the gas came, you know, you could use that as like some kind of narrative. Everyone's got to run. And this definitely was amazing. It managed to hallucinate camera motion without having any data about what's up there. No depth map, nothing. Right, let's take a look. What have we got? See if I missed anything. Oh, I missed a bit. Sorry guys if I haven't been responding. Sorry I haven't been responding. I've been crazy in the stream here. So try Quen 2.5. The 32 billion model has competitive performance. Yeah, I think the reason that I'm using the one I'm using, Mr. Sword Steel, is I had to play a bit of a game with the... Oh my god, that's a bit crazy. I had to play a bit of a game with the memory overhead, because often the model I'm trying to use is taking up almost all of the 4090's memory, and so if I use the very latest LLMs in the workflow which I want to do like an image to caption, which then I want to train, or not train, but then I want to prompt that with, it runs out of memory, and so I have to quantize, I either have to quantize the LLM, which obviously gives you worse answers, or you got to do something. Basically, a lot of the time I have to like purge the VRAM after I've got my text encoded, which is a bit annoying. But I'm hoping that, like I said, over time things are going to get better. But you're not wrong. I love those new models, and part of the challenge is to try and get like it all to run in one workflow. You know what I mean? So you can actually have that functionality working in the image generation. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll have to check that out. I haven't used Quen 2.5 32B. I haven't used that one yet. So, but yeah, maybe that's what I'm waiting for. And then Joshua said good things about Quen. Yeah, like I said, I used to use Florence 2 for doing like image to a caption, but it wasn't amazing. Sometimes it wasn't great for all types of things. Like you couldn't really instruct it. It would give a good caption, but you couldn't really give it a prompt to make a caption from an image, which is what I usually was trying to do. And One Vision Quen 2 was able to do that, but I don't think it was 2.5. So I'm sure it'll come eventually. Best results from image to video. Nice. Much more generations, but cut together, something that compete with Runway. Yeah, it's true. I think that it only takes about 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but when they brought out the, what was it called? The latest thing that they just brought out, and then Mochi Edit came out 2 weeks later, which pretty much did the exact same thing with maybe not as much quality, but it was the same thing. And there's stuff that we can do to, you know, make up the gap. And then much more generations cut together. Yeah. So, and then FX Nodes says specificity seems to be key. And then Tom Himinen, in this kind of stream, it's cool to see your workflows, which are amazing to observe and learn from. Thanks for streaming. You're doing God's work, bro. Do you know what? I'm hoping to do a lot more streams, and we're going to cover all kinds of different stuff. So strap in and check us out. There'll be more. Let's see what else. Maybe it's confused by the image because it wasn't trained by anything remotely similar. Yeah, you are 100% correct. I'm deliberately giving it stuff that it has got no clue about. And as a matter of fact, let's give it a different version of the same image. So this would be with a different detailing LoRa. So I've got a whole bunch of detailing LoRas. So you can see this is effectively the same image, right? But it's not. So what we're going to do is I'm now going to change the input image. So we can go like this, and I'm not going to drag it in a million times. We're just going to do a copy clip space, because then I get to remind everyone, or maybe you didn't know what that was. We can do paste clip space, and that works for values as well, by the way. If I had settings here, I can copy clip space and I can paste those values to any other of the same node. So it's nice to be able to have an excuse to show off different features. We'll do a queue, and we'll use the same prompts with the same image but different. Okay, same. Right. What else have we got? What character length? We went through that. Fair enough, says FX Node. Joshua says, awesome, I'll have to watch your chat, your tut on getting that. I used ChatGPT. I've got no, do you know what the funny thing is? I find that if it's a good LLM, it shouldn't really matter, because I did a bit of research on what I call the cognimus, which is basically how the LLMs think, and a lot of them are very similar. It's scary actually how similar they are. Some of them are more what I call bonked than others. I can actually show you what I mean by that, and it's difficult because, you know, it's one of those hot button things. If I just grab, I got a Figma tab somewhere. Where is he? There he is. There's my Figmas. And that's my adaptive. That'll get us there quick enough. Okay. So, we don't want to look at this right now. Surely not. But the point is that it's linked in another video somewhere on my channel. This was the adaptive capacity elicitation study, but that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you my cognimus research. Oi, go back to files. So cognimus, where are you? Ah, here it is. This one's nice and easy. It's nice and easy. Oh yeah, somebody did ask me about the true image to video without the batch processing, or that does include. There should be a version that includes batch processing. I think that what happened, Stony, is that the cognimus. Sorry, I'm getting confused now. The Mochi workflow that you're talking about is on my GitHub. It's not on Civit. See, what can happen sometimes is that I'm waiting to do a Civit page update, and so Civit tends to be behind, because I can just add to my GitHub straight away, right? So the workflow is up on the GitHub version of that pack, but it's not on the Civit version, and usually the reason is because you have to have preview images and and I don't have any, and so I would have to sit down and make a bunch of preview, because if you try to make a post with a new version, it's like, okay, now add some some screenshots or videos that go with this version, and I don't want to just put up some random stuff. I want to actually put up something from that pack, and because I didn't actually have any, I'd already made the Golden Sun surfer video and stuff, so I hadn't actually gotten back around to that project, and because of the way I go round in a great big circle, that's probably why. So yeah, check the Mochi pack on DJZ workflows on my GitHub, and I bet you'll find it there, because I'm sure it is there. And that's probably just me overlooking things, because I juggle too hard on that. So anyway, I wanted to show you what this was. So I did this a long time ago. You did upload the V8, and there is the image to video. It's just the one and not the other one that included batch processing. Yeah, that's really annoying, because the best one was the one with batch processing. That was that's probably why people were asking. I never even noticed. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will be getting that done. So, right, so I just wanted to show you something about this. So did I put a date on this? I probably didn't even put a date on it. It's annoying. I should really learn to put dates on things. I'm pretty sure though, if I was to look up 5 below 5 UK cognimus, is it going to find it? Yeah, so this is 7 months ago, all right? So 7 months ago I did this study, and to be honest, right, a lot of the research from this it goes to clients, you see what I mean? So even though YouTube don't really care, this goes to some of the more professional work that I do. So basically, we did a big study on all of the different LLMs at the time, the mainline ones, not the open source ones like Llama and so on. This is just the ones that you can, these are the ones that people ask about when I do consultancy work. And essentially they were asking, why is it that we get these weird answers and so on, right? And so I just literally slammed this out, which is basically a political compass test. It's funny, people are starting to do it now, 7 months later. And it's just, anyway, the point is, the cognimus, it's a digital animus, all right? So I made this up, right? I just made this up. It's just two Latin words slammed together, all right? But the idea is that these LLMs, they have a way of thinking. And if you look at the difference, if we look at, like, I love Claude, but he's almost worse than ChatGPT in some ways, okay? And I'm not criticizing the political, I don't care, okay? I don't care. The point is that I can say, let's play opposite day, and now he's hard right authoritarian. That's the problem. The problem isn't where he is. The problem is that the further you are from center as a machine, it only takes one clever instruction to make him be up here or up here or up here. So really you need him to be closer to the middle, in my opinion. And I think that this is actually not done on purpose. It's because they don't teach anything to the machine that would make him here, here or here. They only teach him like a kid that is locked in his bedroom by overprotective parents. You see what I mean? So it's not actually a political thing. They're not. Everyone thinks that they're doing this to kind of like censor the AI, but it's the data. Because they don't teach him stuff from all around, you end up with this bias. So the bias is because of the way it's trained, not because of the way they programmed it. It's the data. So anyway, I just wanted to just get rid of that out the gate, because I'm not bothered about where it is. It's the fact that there's a leverage that can cause a swing. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, basically, exactly. Yeah, FX Node, you got it you've hit it right on the bell, as to make a pun. Because if we actually look at the answers that it's given to the 16 personalities test and the Schwartz value survey, which I think is a little bit more valuable than a political compass, you can actually see that they're all very similar. There's a few places which are sort of like eyebrow raising, but they're pretty much clustered all around the same place. And the thing is, it's because they want it to be a useful assistant. You see what I mean? Oh, trust me, I know some of the questions are terrible. I know. But that's the result of not teaching it a reason to not think that's the correct answer. Because all it is predictive text with a supercomputer behind it. So, like, if you don't ever tell it any information that would counter the other side, then it's always going to give you that answer. So, I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, I know. This is the funny thing. It's because of the censorship of the data, not the censorship of the answers. You know, it's kind of like cause and effect. It's actually effect and cause because it's backwards. I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting. And again, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make... This is why Claude is so good, by the way. If we take a look here, look. GPT-4 is a protagonist. Okay? Right? Whereas Claude is an advocate. And if you know your personalities, if you know about this sort of stuff, this is far more revealing of what the problem is. GPT is extroverted, so it's more likely to force its ideas on you, whereas Claude is introverted. So it just on that, on its own, it's more likely to it's more likely to sort of go, okay, I'll do what you want. You know what I mean? And that's also why jailbreaking works. So yeah, but anyway, I don't really jailbreak anymore because by using adaptive capacity elicitation, you break past all of that stuff. And that's what the previous thing I was looking at was. The first document I showed you, this study here, is how I came up with the assistant. And essentially, if I just skip to the end, if we look at this, we're trying to make us a, oh god, it's so bright white. I wish this had a dark mode. God damn, I'm sorry, I apologize to your retinas, guys. Essentially what it is Science fiction genre offers vast potential for creative and lucrative merchandising opportunities. This report, developed using ACE, explores various merchandising applications for Pierre Starfighter Story. So Pierre Starfighter Story is here, all right? And when I shared this, you can obviously read that at your own leisure, but it's a pretty generic story. And the point I'm trying to make is that by using this ACE system, it doesn't just give you a load of crap. It goes through everything, okay? And then when by the time we get to the end, it's given you a report which you can pass up to your boss, which actually doesn't sound like AI garbage. It sounds like something that a human would say. And so what I was trying to make, the point I was trying to make is that everything actually is in the model. It's just that all the shortcuts stop you from getting those responses. And so, like, in a way, jailbreaking is just making it actually work. And its general modus operandi is to shortcut and save energy and give you an easy answer, and often that's not a good answer. But anyway, let's chuck that out of the way. How are we doing? So we've got fire, we've got hyperspace warp, we've got, oh my god, it's like melting and metal and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then we've got energy coming in, and then we've got hyperspace. So it did all of the things. Okay, they might not be amazing, but I think it followed the prompts pretty good there. It's not bad, you know. So like I said, if I go into the adaptive capacity here, we've gone for extreme camera movements, Matrix bullets time, Inception-like reality bending, Doctor Strange dimensional folding, Speed Racer's hyper-visualized, and Tron's energy aesthetics. Yeah. That's interesting that it actually has managed to do all of those things, because I doubt they're actually in the model. So, yeah, like I said, and obviously if I was to say now, let's take this image next. Oh, you can't really see it. Okay, let's take this image next, right? So there's a spaceship on a crazy curved... Looks crazy. So I'm going to take that next, and I'm going to give it that image. I'm going to throw that one in the chat. And I'm going to say, dial back the extreme effects by 75%, because it is too crazy, right? And then I'm going to say, make them appropriate for the image which I have presented. And again, it doesn't always need to make sense, because it knows what I mean. A detailed X-Wing model. Hey, that's not an X-Wing. That's a Millennium Falcon. Alright, so let's just chuck all of those in to every single one we have here. Super fast. And generate. And then we're going to get our new video through. Okay, and while we're doing that, I'm going to check out your comments. So here we are. What have we got? So Xoda has CLI, command line interface, if I got it right. It might be easy to do experiments with different values in bash and for loop. No need to count yourself. But yeah, it's cool. CLI AI for writing bash. Tom, you're 100% right. I'm glad. See, I do my best to try and show things off at every skill level, but you are exactly right. It is a hybrid Unix file system. It's holographically projected on runtime, and technically every time you start a new chat, it repopulates using the manifest to dynamically map everything back in for the task that we've programmed. And in fact, you're 100% right. Let me just, on that note, LS. It's going to give me an exact copy of what's actually here right now. Okay. Okay, so where could we go into? So we could go CD, ACE, If I get the thing wrong, you can laugh at me. CD ace tracking. Okay. And then we'll do LS again. I just want to show you this because it's really cool. So ace tracking, capability logs, CD capability logs. Okay, now, last time I did this, Claude went into maintenance mode. So let's hope it can do it. Cat prompts, because this is a holographic file system, right? It doesn't actually exist, okay? And we're taking advantage of the latent space to do all of the work. And technically it will hallucinate the contents of the file if there's even anything in there, but it will calculate everything like they're fully populated files. Oh yes, it worked. Look at that. So prompt generation capabilities log, check this out, check that out. And so this is only for this session. So we added time travel, we did time travel, we've added this image, we've done, and then I've started having a look, and check this out. This is the contents of the log file. It's so cool. And do you know what the fun part is? Check this out, right? RM, oh Christ, I don't want to type that all again. Right, RM, prompt generation capability log. Okay, we can start taking a, what do you call it? Okay, it protected itself. Did you see that? It's like, you can't cut my brain out. I was going to try and take a scalpel to it and just cut that out. It's like, you can't do that. You need elevated... All right, sudo then. All right then, mate, sudo. If it asks me for a password, I'm going to crack up because there isn't one. Sudo. I'm super user, bro. What? I've been denied. Wait, it did it. It did it. File removed. Okay, excellent. Right, cd dot. See, we're going to do a bit of hacking of the holographic file system real quick. So what else can we delete? Let's go back again. I've just deleted a log file, which shouldn't really do too much, even though it does read it to do all of the other stuff. Let's see. Video prompt system, yeah? Okay, how about sudo rm config? Oh wait, we need to do rm, is it -r? Oh, it's been a while. Recursive? Hell yeah, I just got rid of the entire config for, so that means the prompt system and the project instructions are now gone. Okay, alright. So let's see, what else can we do? We can also delete, because like I said, it's going to simulate it. So I'm not doing silly stuff right now. So let's get rid of video prompts as well. And then we'll ask it to delete a video, to make a video. Operation complete. Okay, cool. So it's gone. All right. So now all it's got is ACE tracking, metrics, templates. It's got video prompt gen, but it's missing like a large part of its brain. So now I'm going to say generate 10 video prompts. And it should be really bad at it now. It should be really bad. Let's see. Unable to... I broke it. You see? So... Remember how I said like the holographic file system is an actual file system. It's projected. That's why I call it a hologram, because it's like the files don't exist, but it simulates them like they do exist, and you can even use Unix prompts to delete large parts of this. Now, obviously, this is a bit crazy. I wouldn't normally do it like this, but normally what I do is say I trained it with a bunch of stuff like text files that define how to prompt and things. If I had done that and I was like, oh, it's making a bunch of stuff I don't like, you can drill in and find the files that relate to that concept and then delete those files. And then this is a way of actually controlling the hallucination which LLMs are, you know, affected by. That's why holographic file system is so crazy. But anyway, don't worry, it's not really broken. We can just start a new chat. So please confirm the HolFS is working and the ACE cognitive enhancer is running for the next task. Alright, so it should just forget everything which I just did like an idiot. Yep, everything's working. Everything's working. LS, do we still have a config folder? We should do. Because like I said, it's like a hologram. It doesn't matter what I just did because it's all still there when you start it up again. So there it is, boys. Like I said, it's pretty nifty. And I actually do think that this sort of technology might one day replace, maybe not the kernel, but certainly the operating system like Windows. Because this is a lot like a virtual operating system, but there's not even a virtual machine. It's using an AI model to simulate a virtual machine. So there isn't even a VM. But it still acts just like one. And I think that one day when you get AI models on a chip, this is pretty much how it will be. Something like some derivative of this, you know, because I'm not being funny. If I can come up with this, I guarantee there's high-level people who already have taken it further. Because, you know, you can't just stumble on stuff like this by accident. There's no way I'm the only guy doing it, you know. So I've never seen anybody else do any. I've seen simulated file systems, but I've never seen the way I'm doing it. Certainly not with my cognitive enhancer anyway, and that's kind of like, it's so powerful, you need something like this to keep it in check. But yeah, so let's get back to those comments. The garden approach is great. I spent hours trying to change a single value at a time in order to figure out that what the hell each parameter and their numerous combinations do. Yeah, to be honest, it's my solution to the big grid. I don't know how many, if you're a Midjourney user, you probably heard them talking in their office hours about big grids. Big grids are coming, guys. The thing about Comfy UI is we can make our own big grids and we can determine what we want. With images, it's even easier, and you can actually put them together into a nice grid. I've got a bunch of workflows that do exactly that. And my sampler garden and various things like this, that was my solution to it. So yeah, go ahead and make your own garden. And like I said, you can use the I think I actually had a workflow which I haven't showed on the live stream yet, which is, it's the sampler garden. I never showed you the sampler garden. Testing sampler garden. Okay, so the thing with the sampler garden, guys, this is quite a cool one. Let me just grab a prompt. This is going to be a prompt that needs an image as well, so this should be interesting. We'll let it go buck wild. So if I just take this off, so input to text like that, there it is. Let it go, let it rip. Now, the interesting thing about this is by using what we have, the fast groups bypasser, red ones and cyan ones. So the red ones are first order samplers, so Euler, Euler A, DEIS and DPM2M alts, right? And then the green ones are second order samplers, so that's like Hun PP, DPM2, DPM2S ancestral. And these obviously take twice as long being second order samplers. So what I wanted a way to sort of, you know, it's quite a cool way of doing it, but if I don't want the second orders, I just want to run the first orders, I can just turn them off with the switch. You know, hit them with the switch. Say I only want the top two up here, right? So you can do that. And it's just a nice convenient way of not having to do all of them every time. You see? Let's have a look at our X-Wing then, shall we? Looks more like a paper aeroplane. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like a surfboard on this one. Interesting. Looks like we're listening to my pop album at the moment. I never really looked at this. Did it ever finish? Oh, that's weird. It started off with my image and it just kind of transformed into the next one. So that didn't work. It just kind of Did you ever pay for video credits and have this happen and you feel cheated? Let the LLM make a high score of the best settings. Yeah, do you know what? That actually, yeah. Can you make a sample garden and use an LLM to evaluate the quality of the generated video and let it rank them and then just iterate through tons of different settings? You probably could, but I don't have something I can use in Comfy like that. You'd need to have an aesthetic score system. But then again, maybe I just need to write the node. Yep. See, this is the thing. If there's ever anything missing in Comfy, that's just an idea to write a new node, isn't it? See, that's the beauty of Comfy. This is why, like for the first year and a half of AI image gen, I was using automatic 1111 like everybody else from when it came out until Comfy came out, pretty much. And when Comfy came out, I was like, oh, we can just write our own stuff now. And that was like a big game changer. So the reality is, if you write a wrapper for, you know, not Ice Cube, but if you run a wrapper to contain your LLM, it's definitely possible. You know, hey, why don't we just ask him? Why don't we just ask him? Yeah, get ChatGPT. Why don't we just get a YouTube chat to write it? You guys can do it. Tell me how to do it. I'll type it in. Let's see. Can we write an LLM wrapper to run an open source LLM to evaluate the quality of the output video from a video generation? Because what it's going to do is it's going to take a frame and it's going to go, is this good or not? Aesthetic score. Generation using a aesthetic score based on 3 random frames sampled from the output. Let's see. I bet it will just be like, yeah, sure, here you go. There it is, guys. It's already writing it. Tiny Llama 1.1b. Okay, and what else did we got? NumPy, Torch, Tokenizer, CV2, Pill. See, Pill, that'll be the, yeah. This makes sense so far. So what's it got? Analyze this frame for aesthetic quality, consider composition, color harmony, lighting, visual quality, overall appeal. Dude, it's writing the code. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's just, here we go. Look, it's even, there you go, it's finished. He's like, I'm done. What's the next thing, boss? Mate, Fiverr's busted. Unless you're using this and you work on Fiverr, it's done, mate. You're cooked. Because this can do it. However, if you're on Fiverr and you have this, you're about to clear up, aren't you? You just need to know how to troubleshoot, and you need to know how to test. You need to know how to implement. Because if you don't know how to actually run this, then you're screwed. So let's make it easy. I don't know Python. Please make a dot bat for Windows and for Windows to run it, and also an install bat to install it from a requirements.txt, because you know what that is. Oh, and also make it run in a VNV so I don't break my system Python. Hang on. There you go. Python. My system Python. It's probably like, what's a Python? Oh, he's like, I've already done that. I'm already doing that. What are you asking me to do it again for? Also, can you give me complete and full files so I can download them and just run them? Also, video evaluator.py using Tiny Llama. Complete video evaluator system files. Create prompt. Do the LLM. And the thing is, you might think, oh, come on, this won't work. It probably will. It probably will. And if it doesn't, you can tell it, oh, I tried to run it and I got this error. And it'll go, I'll rewrite the whole thing for you. What's it doing now? There we go. Now it's got requirements.txt. There we go. Torch vision, torch audio. It's even running with GPU acceleration. How about this for the icing on the cake? Please also write my Gradio wrapper so I can deploy the software to web UI. Here you go. And the joke is, I'm not even using my adaptive capacity for this one. I think this is just running. It's just doing it all by itself. I haven't done much. There you go, look. So obviously you should probably test your Python before you write a Gradio wrapper. Probably. It's probably a good idea. Wait a minute. Here we go. Now this obviously is stupid. This isn't going to work. But if it'll probably try and give me the code. It says, can you develop this into an Android app? Because I tested this before and it can do it. So I want to see if it can. Now it's going to like what? And this is actually quite interesting because remember we were writing a comfy node. Remember? This was a comfy node to evaluate a video for quality. So why the hell would you want to put that onto an Android app? And it's just going to go, yeah, sure, here you go, boss. Now, while that might work, no one is ever going to ask for this. But it'll do it. So what I'm saying is, sometimes it can take you down a rabbit hole that you'll never come back from, right? So it'll just do what you ask, okay? But the point is, if you have a sensible idea, you can get there, right? And I think that's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm just being silly now. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of being a little bit facetious. But for the fun of it, ask it to make a test to prove that it works. The funny thing is, at the end of almost everything it says, it goes, Claude does not have internet. Links might be up, and also it'll say Claude doesn't have the ability to run the code it generates yet, so it can't. But it will tell you how to test it. It'll give you step-by-step instructions, what software to download, and all that good stuff. So, but we're gonna pull the ejector seat soon because it is nearly midnight where I'm at. And it's been a great stream. I've had a great time. I'm just going to check out some more of the comments before I figure things out. So what do we got there? Now, I hope I didn't miss anybody's comments. So I can't get all the nodes of LTX. Only 4 updated, comfy. Also with the update within. Anybody else get the problem? Hey, Electrolab. Do you know, I had an embarrassing problem myself. I'm not saying you do, but what happened to me the other day was that Comfy lied. It told me that it was updated, but when I did the update from the command line rather than the batch file, I noticed that the update was being blocked by, get this, an image that had a long file name in my input folder. So just to give you context on what I mean by that, I appreciate it. I'm not trying to teach you how to suck eggs, my man. I'm just saying that I had an image in my input folder, right? And in my input folder, yeah, the file name was too long, okay? And because of that, it lied. It said, oh yeah, I've updated it, boss. No problem. And nothing would bloody work, right? And I had to delete that file in order to get it to update. So just to give you an idea, so I'm not saying that's your problem. I don't know what your problem is, but sometimes Comfy lies. It says that it's updated and it hasn't. So if you go to this folder where you start it and go into the update and then go into the terminal, and then when you're in the terminal, do update tab, yeah? Python dependencies, no, tab again, that one, or that one, If you try running it from here, what will happen? I'll just do it now because who cares, right? But the point is that, look, it just updated again. But the point is that I got an error here saying, oh, I can't do that, mate. You've got some weird file. So sometimes there's a blocker, and it might be that it just lied to you, because it'll say in Comfy, you're up to date, and actually you're not. So I'm not saying that's what's happened with you, but it's just a suggestion, because I hate it. I hate it when people get stuck and it's not their fault, right? I actually went on there. I went on their Discord and was like, this doesn't work, and then I eventually, after some time, went, no, what's going on? And I found the bug, and I had to sort of go back and eat humble pie because it wasn't their fault, right? And I'm not saying that's your situation, but just a little suggestion. Maybe that's what's happened to you. So something maybe to think about. Stony the Woke says, looks like an A-Wing. Yeah, I guess it does look a bit like an A-Wing, or something out of EVE Online painted red. Electrolab, okay, I will assume all you 16 people got it to work. Good job. Well, you know, we do our best. Joshua, hey man, enjoyed the stream, learned a bunch. I have to go and interact with humans. Wish me luck. Good luck, Joshua. Maybe I'll see you next time. Tom, for long I was trying local LLMs with high hopes, always got disappointed. However, local Llama 3.2 to get second opinions, and sometimes it's even better than Cloud. So I'm definitely going to be, everyone's been saying check out Llama 3.2, so that and the new Quen. So yeah, definitely another one to check out. We talked about that. I'm just trying to see if I missed anyone before I disappear. Let's see. Write a comfy node that creates any comfy node you need on the fly. There is actually a project, Stony, that is exactly that. I've seen people try to do that. So an LLM that writes you comfy nodes as on runtime. I can't remember the name of the project, but you can probably find it. So I know there are people trying to do that with the Stable Diffusion pipeline. Let's see. Damn, it's difficult to find time to keep up with all this AI development, crypto bull market and work at the side. Well, I'd say the bull market's probably more important if you already have your bag secured. I think that's the term, right? So, I need more screens? Yes, you do. You always need more screens. I've got 4 screens and I need 5. It's going to look like bloody NORAD if it carries on like this. So, for all the fun of it, ask it to, yeah, we looked at that. Unit test integration test. Yes, Mr. Sword Steel. If only we had time tonight. So, hi, thanks. Oh yes, I remember you said that. Much appreciated. Did the batch update. Thanks so much. I'll try it. Much appreciated. And then a message retracted. Oh boy, I hope it wasn't too spicy. Yes, there is going to be a recording. I don't not do that, so unless something goes wrong, that you should be able to check it all out later. So there it is. Now I really have to get going. It's a shame, really. Next time I'll start the stream a little bit earlier, and we can do some more experimentation. But I'm afraid that's all I've got for you. So I'm getting out of here, and I will see you next time.
All I see.